Everyone thinks they know what happened to the Library of Alexandria. One giant fire, one reckless conqueror, one moment when the ancient world's knowledge turned to smoke. That version is wrong. The real destruction wasn't a single catastrophe. It was a slow-motion assassination carried out over centuries, and one of the men we blame the most may not have burned a single shelf. The simplified story teaches that Julius Caesar accidentally destroyed the library during his war in Egypt. It's clean, tragic, and cinematic, but the ancient writers closest to the event don't describe the destruction of the main library at all. They mention some scrolls near the harbor, but also describe people visiting a functioning library long after Caesar left Egypt. One of them even writes about scholars still working there decades later. So if Caesar didn't end it, why did later storytellers frame him as the villain? Follow the politics and the picture changes. The Library of Alexandria wasn't just one building. It was a campus, the Mausion, with multiple archive rooms, lecture halls, and storage areas. Caesar's fire likely damaged a warehouse, not the intellectual heart of the ancient world. The first real blow came quietly under Roman rule. Money dried up, imperial interests shifted. Scholars drifted away. The place didn't burn, it withered. And there's an odd clue in the papyrus record. A note about scholars fleeing the city before any documented destruction. Almost as if they knew the library's protection was collapsing long before the walls did. Centuries pass. Alexandria becomes a pressure cooker of religion and power. Christian and pagan factions clash. In 391 AD, the Serapeum, a major satellite library, becomes a flashpoint. Rioters tear it down, temples fall. It's dramatic, violent, and easy to fit into a final destruction narrative. But ancient sources never say the main library was still standing at this point. A bishop writing soon after claims the scrolls were already long gone, scattered, dispersed. Then comes the most misunderstood accusation of all. The claim that a 7th century Islamic army destroyed the last of the library's books. This story is repeated everywhere. But here's the catch. It appears 6 centuries after the event, written by a man who wasn't there, and who contradicts earlier Muslim, Christian, and pagan writers. Early Islamic records mention scholars in Alexandria, not libraries burning. And one chronicler even describes active philosophical teaching long after the supposed destruction date. So what actually killed the Library of Alexandria? Not one inferno, not one conqueror, not one dramatic night. It was a drip-feed collapse. Political instability, shrinking budgets, intellectual migration, religious pressure, and plain neglect. A 1,000-year-old institution didn't explode, it evaporated. And one final mystery remains. Archaeologists have never found true physical remains of the library. No shelves, no inscriptions, no rubble from its main halls. Either the remains lie beneath modern Alexandria, or the stones were stripped and reused until the building itself became invisible. So the Library of Alexandria didn't burn once, it died many times, and the knowledge it held didn't vanish completely. It scattered. Some scrolls traveled to Constantinople, some to the Middle East, some survive as fragments copied into medieval manuscripts. The library's spirit didn't burn, it diffused. Which leaves one question. If those manuscripts still exist, misfiled or forgotten, what lost works might be hiding in plain sight today?